My name's Yas and I'm a 47 skin customer. I'd say around 13, 14 it really started to kick in. Blemishes all over my face, literally covering like my whole face. I look back at photos now, I'm literally gobsmacked at how awful the spots completely covered my whole face. Up until literally about 6 months ago. So, you know, 15 years of my life almost, I feel like has been completely, you know, I've always had that like dark cloud hanging over me. I'm quite confident as a person, but that's the one thing I feel really got me down. I'd look in the mirror and think, oh, you know, I just feel so ugly. I think at the time, I just put it down to, oh, it's my teenage years, I'll grow out of that. I felt like I wasn't really the only one that was, you know, going to high school, college with, you know, spots on their face. I just felt like mine was a lot more intense than other people. And I knew that and was very self-aware of that. And that did really, really get to me as a person. It made me sort of shy away, lacking confidence. I'd sometimes, you know, not take part in particular things because I was so down on myself about how I looked. So I'm a pro wrestler, as I mentioned, I do it occasionally. We were called down to be interviewed and take part in like a music video. But I didn't know this, it was a last minute thing. I didn't have my makeup with me. And I remember someone handing me a mic and saying, oh, you need to go for an interview now. They're just going to interview about what you're doing. And I just outright refused because I had no makeup on. I couldn't cover my face. I literally made myself miss opportunities that could have been, you know, really good for me, a good experience, good exposure. To think, oh, I just allowed myself to not take part in something just because of how I felt inside. Even though people would say, oh no, you look fine. It's not about what other people say to you necessarily. It's about how you feel on your inside. And I just, you know, I didn't feel confident enough to be in front of people whilst being interviewed. So the fact that I'm sat here now with absolutely not a speck of makeup on and feel as confident as I am, it speaks volumes really. When my skin was at its absolute worst, it's a bit of a dark place to be honest. I'd felt like I was very alone, not really wanting to go out and, you know, spend time with friends, family. I would shy away a lot from, you know, taking part in normal sort of everyday activities. If I'm honest, I probably felt a bit disgusted with myself. I didn't feel like I could look in the mirror and be happy or comfortable in the skin that I was in. And I just really wanted it to just feel okay. For a lot of people, I guess some people would look in the mirror and pick apart parts of their body that they didn't like, but for me it was just always my face, and it's the one thing that is always on show. You can cover up your body, but you can't cover up your face. As I started to wrestle more all over the UK, Europe, the world, makeup didn't really cut what you could see on my face. It was one thing walking down the street with makeup on, these strangers are never going to see me again. But walking out in front of a crowd of people staring at you, only focusing on you, knowing what my face looked like, I could not tell you how upset that would make me feel, because I'm trying to be this confident character, you know, this superhero-like character. You know, people have paid to buy a ticket to watch you do your thing, but inside, it couldn't be more wrong. And as years, you know, sort of went on, my skin had a little bit of a breakthrough, and then I felt like I hit my late 20s and it just came back with a vengeance, almost worse than it did before when I was, you know, those teenage years. And then that's finally when I found 47 Skin. I feel like I've literally tried every brand product out there under the sun. I remember being really upset and crying to my mum about it when I lived at home, like as a teenager, and my mum was like, right, we're going to go to the GP and we're going to get this sorted. So explored lots of different variations of medications, even antibiotics. Literally, you name it, I've tried it. And this repeated over the years. I would repeat medication, I would repeat various different products. I'd even try them for a good few months, because most products will say, you know, you need to wait it out, you need to play the long game, and I'd play the long game and it would make absolutely no difference. And I felt like nothing would ever change. It might reduce a spot, but it would not do this. And this is what I was wanting to achieve. You know, now I very, very rarely have any blemishes, but I religiously use 47 Skin like it's incorporated in my daily routine. So the first product that I bought was the 47 Skin Serum, which is personally my favourite one. I saw results pretty much immediately and I was shocked. Like, I was so shocked because nothing had ever treated my spots and blemishes that quick. I put it on as soon as I got it, and that night. And I literally remember waking up the next day and being like, oh my goodness, it's literally reduced the redness overnight. I also love how it feels. It's got a really lovely texture to it. It makes your skin feel really soft and smooth. It's cleared my scarring up as well. I felt like it's really helped repair those. I then explored the everyday cleanser. I could see that the serum was helping, but I felt like I needed something to completely cancel out all the products that I was using that wasn't 47 Skin. My face wash, my body moisturisers, all those sorts of things over time I've swapped out, and I literally only use 47 Skin now. I wish I'd found 47 Skin sooner. It might sound like I'm exaggerating, but I'm really not. I cannot tell you enough how much it's actually changed my life. I would never go out without makeup on. If my friend gives me a call now, like, oh, do you want to meet up? I'm like, oh, you know, normally I'd take a couple of hours to get ready to completely try and cover my face. But now I would literally go out without any makeup on. I go to work without no makeup on. I feel like in a way it's sort of given me my life back. That's how much it really impacted my life. Got married August last year. Leading up to it, I remember saying to my now wife, oh, there's two things that I need to control that I just cannot control on the day, and that's the weather, but more importantly, my skin. Walking down the aisle to the person that you're about to marry is one of the, if not the biggest moment of somebody's life. And the thought of walking down the aisle with blemishes and spots all over my face just was the worst feeling in the world. I'd seen 47 Skin, but I was a bit apprehensive to use it, and I wish I could go back then to what I know now and say, no, Yas, just use it, like, it'll blow your mind. Honestly, you need to trust the product. Stupidly made the decision to not switch to 47 Skin because I was so scared that it might cause a reaction to my skin and make my skin potentially worse than what it was prior to my wedding day. But I really wish that I could go back and change that. So if I go back to my younger self, I would, you know, I'd say it's going to be a journey, but you're going to get there and everything's going to be okay.